How's it going, guys? Just figured I'd make a quick video, first RC video post, but full disclosure, been out of the hobby about 25 years, so I am certainly a novice. I'm not an expert. Been doing a lot of watching on YouTube, learning from a lot of other people. That's why I figured, as I come across little things that I haven't seen before, I figured whatever, I'll throw it up and maybe give somebody else some ideas too. So that said, the end of the year last year, got back into it. Got an XRT for myself. Got a Bigfoot for my son. Got a Slash for my my wife, and a Rustler for my daughter. And my driving skills leave a bit to be desired. So, like a few others, I ended up cracking the upper front bulkhead, and I also managed to blow out the bottom bulkhead as well. So got fresh parts. But then I got to thinking, I watched Earl Moorhead's videos, and he gave me some thoughts, so obviously I went on, you can buy these Traxxas plates. I'm not even sure what they're officially called. I end up going on Amazon and buying some stainless ones. If I can find a link, I'll put it in the description. And what Earl had done, I'm sure you've seen his videos, he had made some modifications and to put it on the back side of the bulkhead. And that said, though, ultimately what he ended up having to do was shave down the inside of the upper control arm. And I wasn't too keen on that. So I was trying to look and see what my options were. I was looking to see if I could maybe cut a slot in there to slip in one of those bars, but unfortunately, obviously, your shock towers, that piece slips in there, so you can't really do that. So what I ended up doing, fortunately for me, I went ahead and got the it won't focus, but the M2C hinge pin set, which is it's a little pricey, but honestly, they're really nice pieces. And they give you the uppers and lowers, inner and outer, as well as the lower shock pin as well. And I was sitting here tinkering around, adding on all my parts, trying to rebuild this thing, and I had the thought. I said, "Geez, why? It'd be nice if I those lower shock pins actually look like they're about the same width as the bulkhead." And so I grabbed one of the stock ones I had, I slipped it through, and sure enough, it was a perfect fit. And so then I said, man, I think part of the issue I had with the upper bulkhead blowing out was due to the fact actually of where the OEM position, it actually uses the upper hole there. And you look in the manual here, it shows you the position, so it shows you, for, I guess, roll center. I'll be honest, I don't really completely have my mind completely wrapped around what roll center all means, but in stock form, in the front, they leverage the upper pins, and in the rear, they leverage the bottom pins. And, just kind of common sense tells me, well, putting them in the bottom is probably going to be a little bit better. It might change the characteristics of the driving and such, but from a rigidity standpoint, I think putting them in the lower ones probably better. So my plan is to put them into the lower ones. You do have to switch the tie bars, or I'm not sorry, the tie bars, the steering links. Again, my terminology might be wrong, but you got to flip them, if you're going to use the lower holes like I am. But when I did that, I said, geez, I could probably take those shock pins and take the metal plate I have, and if I could find a way to attach them. So I said, all right, well, maybe I could EB weld them or something like that. But then I just decided I'd bring it into work and have somebody tack weld them. So that's what I did there. So I got those two shock pins tack welded onto this bar that'll fit into there. And actually, I'll put the camera down for a minute. I'm not even using a tripod, but I'll pop that in there. And of course, it's gonna play hardball for me right now because I'm on camera. I'll do the rear. There we go. Sorry, it took a minute. So you can see it takes a little finagling to do. But now I figure, you know, having those 2 welded pins in place will add, not only will it fill that empty void, so under normal circumstances, obviously that upper hole in the front of your XRT is going to be empty, so you're going to have a cavity there with nothing in it, right? So it's not going to be very strong. I figured it wouldn't hurt to have that pin, so that pin will add a little bit of mass. It'll add something to that so it's not empty. And then it's flush there, obviously the way we did it. But then you can obviously put your hinge pin through there to connect your control arm, and yeah, you'll be in business. So I don't know if it'll be any stronger, if it'll be any better. I figured it wouldn't hurt, and I wasn't using these pins anyways because I have the M2C ones. And actually, you know, I don't know if Mitch or the Avery from M2C, I'm a new M2C customer, but a fan of their products. They certainly look good. But this would be something that they could probably whip up pretty good and have a good solution. I was actually thinking if they made these plates and then they threaded that hole, and then they could obviously make a pin the right length with a thread on the other side, and you could thread it in, and you wouldn't have to worry about welding it. That might be a good solution or product to add. And then honestly, then, you know, it'd be nice if you could thread both holes, and then you could choose whether you want to run the upper or lower, but the reality is then you wouldn't be able to get your hinge pin through. So, but you can make 2 different plates, and you could either have the top holes threaded, or the lower holes threaded, and then obviously they'd all use the same pins. And then you would obviously maintain the ability to adjust your roll center here by using the lower or uppers, depending on which plate you bought. And then you could effectively accomplish the same thing I did here without having a welder. Again, I don't have one. I'm fortunate to have somebody at work that can do it for me. So, I don't know. Sorry for the long video. But, again, just wanted to share something I stumbled across. I think it might be a good idea. And like I said, you know, I'm trying to beef this thing up so that way, hopefully I don't do the same thing. But, you know, I figured coupled with the Vidavon tie bar plates, which pricey, but man, they're sweet, and they really do. There's another video on YouTube that shows, you know, how stiff they make it, but I got the rear one in, but man, it tightens things up real nice. So I'm hoping between that and that, hopefully I'll prevent that, but time will tell. So I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't know how many videos I'll make, and this is one of them, but hey, hopefully help somebody out. If not, hey, thanks for making it 8 minutes in. All right, thank you.